And welcome, friends, family, acquaintances, everybody in between, to another Voice in the Dark with you, me, and the car makes three. I hope you've all been having a really good week so far. I know it's just started, but coming off a weekend and all this other stuff, and I know that we had a lot of things going on. I just hope that it's all been going really good for you. And you'll notice that the camera's facing in another direction right now. And so don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. So I'm on my way back from work, and been another interesting few days. I said I was going to start getting back into these. So yeah, it's going to be like a third one. Well, no, this is going to be the first one for December. Excuse me. And like I said, I'm going to try getting more steadily to doing these sort of things, because I like doing these little videos and I like talking, especially when I'm trying to go home and just stay awake. So it helps a little bit to talk. So, what a time it is. We have the Rise of Skywalker Star Wars movie coming on at later on this month. So who's excited about that? A lot of people are really not, from what I could tell. And that's kind of sad, given the impact that Star Wars has had on society and pop culture and all this other stuff. I keep hearing various rumors about this, and I don't know if anybody can confirm or deny it, but good gracious, I heard that the movie isn't even close to being done. And what is it, like less than 2 weeks away? It opens on like the 20th? So it's not even, it's like less than 2 weeks. If this movie is not ready, oh boy. All the rumors I keep hearing about it, though, are like there were different cuts of the movie. They were puzzling pieces together to try and make sure that it was going to be popular. Disney was not going to let it be a failure. Or sure as hell wasn't going to let it be like The Last Jedi was. And let's face it, folks, The Last Jedi... Oh, boy, The Last Jedi. I really... The last really great Star Wars movie I saw was... that I thought, my personal opinion, obviously, everybody is entitled to theirs, but I thought it was Rogue One. The Force Awakens was kind of mediocre, and I hate to say that. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And the way I saw that was like, all right, let's see how this goes. Let's just let this play out, and we'll see how this goes. And then The Last Jedi came out, and the longer I had to think on The Last Jedi, the less I liked it, because god dang it, why did you have to do that to Star Wars? Okay, The Last Jedi had a lot of not bad set piece moments, if that makes any sense, but the story itself was kind of, there was nothing really new or original to it. Yeah, you had kind of a rehash of what has already happened, and yeah, people are still... I just get this feeling like, Rian Johnson, the guy who directed the movie, was trying to do something different, but in so doing, he just threw in a lot of these politically correct hot button topics. The Last Jedi was a lot of, and this is going to sound really harsh, and if people don't like that, well, quite frankly, this is just my opinion. It was a whole lot of fucking woke garbage wrapped very loosely in a Star Wars title. Let's not even get into the dang plot holes of it. It's just why are all the male characters so incompetent? Why are the female characters kind of bitches, and why Why did we have a movie that was basically the world's longest space chase scene? The whole thing. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm not saying don't see the movie. Go ahead, go see the movie. And by this point, for God's sake, go see the movie. If only to make your own opinion on it. If you already have your opinion on it, that's great. Good for you. I'm not gonna say one thing or another. But God dang it, what the hell? What they did to Luke Skywalker, the way his character turned out. Rey seems to be, this Mary Sue, I look at me how I'm the bestest ever sort of thing. Even just why? And now, at the tail end of all that, we're gonna go to the Rise of Skywalker, the one that is going to supposedly wrap up the Skywalker storyline in Star Wars. After all these years, 40 what was it? 45 freaking years, and they're finally gonna wrap this story up, folks. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what to think. I do not hold out much hope, because the last couple of movies have not really insured me with a lot of that. It just hasn't. It's like, okay, I guess this is what Star Wars has become. But then you have things like the Mandalorian, which so far everybody is telling me. And now I'm not going to speak too much on this because I haven't personally seen it. However, everybody that I have talked to, even people who really don't care for Star Wars very much, are saying this is very good. You really should see it. I'm like, okay, all right. So some actual Star Wars, good Star Wars, coming back in the shape of a TV series. Now, I'll be honest. Ever since I was a kid, I was hoping that there would be a Star Wars TV series. I really did. And unfortunately, that never really formed. It never solidified into anything. And we just ended up with the movies, which were great. I love the original movies. But yeah, a TV series set in the Star Wars universe. I always thought that would have been such a no-brainer, but it's taken this long to finally do it. I hope it continues to go on for a while, because, like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about it. And eventually I will see it. What Star Wars fan that's still a fan would not want to see The Mandalorian? I don't know. But, yeah. So, yeah, I am of a mixed feelings about the upcoming movie. Me personally, I mean, there's no way I could not see it. I have to go see it. It's that simple, because it's Star Wars. This is the thing I grew up with. Okay, from the time. I remember watching the first Star Wars movie when I was a little kid. I mean, very little. And and these are characters, and this is a story that I have grown up with. Used to have their frickin' toys and action figures, for God's sake. I wanted to be in. When I was a kid, I wanted to be in Star Wars. I wanted to be in that galaxy that long ago and far, far away. I wanted to be all that. That was my dream. Sure, it was all fantasy. Basically, more fantasy than science fiction, if you ask me. But still, it's fantasy set in space. But it was great stuff. The hero's journey was for Luke, and the redemption of his father at the end of the Return of the Jedi, and all this other stuff. Yeah, it was nice. It was good. There was the kind of story I wanted to see. You want to see that sort of thing. I didn't want to get a whole. Now it's like, let's just kind of take all that, rehash it, and wrap it around freaking hot button political statements that are getting made these days. And social messages that I think are getting blown out of proportion That's the new trilogy to me. And I'm kind of meh a lot about that personally. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that this The Rise of Skywalker absolutely blows me away, and is like one of the best things ever since The Empire Strikes Back. I really do. But I just don't understand why you'd want to take something like that. Why are you going to take something as treasured as Star Wars and try and change it? That would be like taking Superman and making him a black guy. Now, I got nothing against black guys. I don't. Why would I have anything against blacks? But why would you turn an icon like Superman, who's been the way he has been since forever, is part of pop culture, why would you change him that drastically? To prove a point? To make him more supposedly attractive for a certain group of people? Look, something like Superman is already has his fan base, okay? It's the same thing with Star Wars. You don't need to change the formula. It was already working good. You didn't need to reinvent the wheel. If you wanted to tell new stories in the Star Wars universe, which is a good thing because the Star Wars universe is big, very big, then do the same thing that they're doing with The Mandalorian. Don't destroy your old stuff just to try and make something new. Hollywood seems to really be enjoying doing that sort of thing for some reason, and I don't get why. I didn't mean for this to become a rant, but I guess now is the time for it. I don't know, but son of a gun. I mean, I'm just getting tired of all these franchises and these movies that I just happen to enjoy, basically trying to bludgeon me over the head with this empowered women are great, men are stupid and bad, we don't need them anymore, let's keep destroying the old and just tear it all down and let's fix it with this new shit that is more politically correct. Drives me crazy. Look at Terminator, Dark Fate. There's another one I got that probably shouldn't talk about, but I like the Terminator franchise. It was really cool science fiction of the purest kind. It really was, especially if you look at the first Terminator, that was fiction, horror fiction. It was terrifying, especially with the time, the technology they had at the time for the movie. Didn't matter what was going to get in the way of this killer machine from the future. It was going to keep coming, and that was the idea. Pure horror right there. Terminator 2, it was not as horrific, not by a long shot, not quite as dark, but had its dark moments, but was still very much a good overall movie. But anything past that, and it kind of just got the quality of the pictures just seemed to be going down. To this latest one, where it's like, nope, the savior of mankind, the guy who was supposed to save humanity, John Connor, nope, he's not that important. Let's replace him with a Hispanic girl, and let's make sure that the whole thing is set front and center about the border crisis on the southern border of the United States. I don't care about all that when I'm going to see a dang movie. I go to be entertained, not lectured. And with Star Wars, The Last Jedi, that's exactly what I got. Got bludgeoned over the head with a whole bunch of freaking messages that I really didn't appreciate, when all I wanted to do was just see Star Wars. said, a lot of interesting, really nice set piece moments. And then, but that wasn't enough to save the movie. And I don't know who's responsible for that, but for God's sake, just get George Lucas back. Let him. Star Wars is his story. Quit trying to change that too. Anyway, this went from just being about Star Wars to just how Hollywood in general seems to be trying to shove an agenda down everybody's throats. And the thing that I don't understand is, in their attempt to destroy and re-image everything from the past, all the success stories from the past, which just happen to not agree with certain people's opinions on stuff, so they try to shove their opinions into new stuff, thereby completely destroying the old. It seems that these movies that try to shove this message out there don't seem to do well. Look at the new Ghostbusters. The newest Ghostbusters, I should say. Total flop. It sucked. Terminator Dark Fate. It sucked. It so far it bombed as far as I know. The Last Jedi. Yeah, that didn't bomb as bad, but it sure as hell wasn't great. All these freaking big blockbuster movies, and they keep trying to do this. Like I said, they're trying to just keep constantly reinventing the wheel with this woke crap that is not working. They keep losing their ass on it. They keep losing a shit ton of money. But the thing is, from what I can tell, is that they refuse to think they're wrong. It's like, nope, it's guys' fault. The people that we're trying to send this to are not just not receptive to it. They're just a bunch of barbarians, a bunch of savages. Well, then who are you trying to brand this to? Who are you trying to sell this to? Woke people? People who are all about, women's rights and stuff like that? If that's the case, then why aren't these people who are supposedly screaming for these sort of movies, why aren't they coming out and supporting them? Why are they still losing so much money? Why are these movies not doing good? And when are they finally going to wake up and learn that we don't necessarily... Okay, me, clearly I can only speak for myself, but me, myself, and I go to a movie to be entertained. That's what I want. Not to be lectured. And these people just want to keep trying to lecture me and in the process destroy pop culture, it seems like. And they really, and it's kind of sad. I don't really know what to make of it. But when are they finally going to realize that it's not going to work? Or is it going to have to come down to a point where nobody in Hollywood wants to make a movie anymore because it just loses their money? Nobody makes any money off of it. I don't know. I just don't know. As per usual with all of these videos, this is all very off the cuff and just kind of meanders as I go. So I'm pretty sure I could sit down, do some research, or maybe if anybody, all 6 or so people who watch these things could give me an opinion or try and just give me an answer, then by all means, I'd love to hear it. I would love to. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Maybe these movies are not the flops that I see. Maybe they're just something about them that I'm not aware of. I don't think so, but by all means, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. anyway, this video has now hit the 20-minute mark, and at that, I think I will, as I'm almost home, I will bid you all a fond adieu. Until next time, for parting is such sweet, sweet sorrow, my friends. To all of you out there, I hope and pray that you all had an absolutely wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I hope tomorrow is even better for you. So until then, until the next time, just remember, this is the voice in the dark. Good night.